first we'll identify the two views over here and then we'll proceed. So the question says, some people think that there are things individuals can do to help prevent global climate change. Others believe that action by individuals is useless and irrelevant, and that it is only governments and large businesses which can make a difference. Okay. So the first view says that individuals can also do something to prevent global climate. But the second view says that no, individuals cannot, only governments and large businesses can do. So these are two views. Okay, so we have to give our opinion first and then we have to continue with, we have to write about the two views. So it is often argued that, see, you could have also written yesterday the samples that we saw, then it was written there it was written, there has been an impression that, remember, there has been, see guys, keep noting these points, these will help you when you write essay. So there has been an impression that was the one thing that we saw yesterday. Today there is another way of doing it. They have used, it is often argued that, okay, so it is often argued that global climate change, which is a major issue affecting people everywhere, can be tackled by individual efforts or by corporations and government bodies who are more capable of doing it. Now look at the length of this statement. Okay, this is a complex statement. See, the simple mindset about framing a complex statement can be, how many words can I include in the same statement? Can I write a word which is a statement where it has 25 words? So definitely when your mindset is like this, that I have to write more words in one single statement, it will definitely become, you will have to use more and more of conjunctions, right? So this is another way of thinking about how to frame complex and compound statements. Try to connect all as many ideas as you can, write as many words as you can in the same statement. So this is a complex statement because you have used which over here, you get marks for GRA. Also correctly paraphrased, you get marks for task response. Good. Then the opinion. In my view, actions by an individual, by a person, can certainly bring a positive transformation towards climate change, but authorities' involvement in this is also necessary. So, which view is the author agreeing over here? The first one or the second one? The writer agrees with which of the views? The first one or the second one? First says Pranay. How about others? First. Yes, the author over here, the writer of this essay, agrees with the first view, right? Because he's saying that individuals can bring, but whenever you use but, it means that the candidate is less inclined towards this side, more inclined towards this one. That individuals, a person can bring, okay, even one single person can also bring some positive transformation. Individuals can take simple steps to seize climate change in no time by using public transport. Now this is the main idea or the topic sentence for this paragraph. Now begins the explanation. It is quite common to see that many people these days prefer private vehicles when they travel as it is more convenient. If people start using public transport systems such as the subway or the bus, the number of vehicles on the street will lessen and so will be the carbon emissions. So here and is also used and if is also used. So it's a conditional statement. At the same time it's a compound statement as well. So you get marks for GRA. This, whenever you use the word this, it refers to the previous statement. So you get marks for good logical connection. This will not only alleviate traffic congestion but also halt climate change to a great extent. So you can see not only X but also Y sentence structure. the use of correlatives. So you get marks for GRA, right? On the other hand is what indicator, guys? Yesterday we discussed this. So I want all of you to answer. On the other hand is what kind of an indicator? Contrast is merely contrast. Good, Pranay. Contrast, right? All of you are saying contrast. Good. It's a contrast indicator because the person has discussed the first view. Now is discussing the second view. So it's a contrast indicator, right? He doesn't agree with this. I mean, he agrees partially to it. The more inclinations towards the first view. There are growing number of people who believe that individual efforts will be inadequate unless giant corporations and government do not intervene. These bodies have the power to impose taxes and stringent laws about disposing of rubbish, checking wastage of water and recycling, which will abide everyone who contribute to minimizing climate change. Look at the length of this statement again. Okay, so definitely when you include more words in a statement, it will definitely be a complex or a compound statement. The use of which makes it a complex statement. As an illustration, so as illustration is a discourse marker and example in marker, so you get marks for coherence cohesion. In some countries, in some states of India, it is mandatory to discard of dry and wet waste separately because that makes the dry waste recyclable. So because is subordinating conjunction, so this is again a complex statement. You get marks for GRA. The government also penalizes householders who discharge more water than the allowed permit, which suppresses wastage. Again, which. So it's again complex statement. Such measures massively boost the prevention of global atmospheric changes. In conclusion, so this is a conclusion indicator. I believe that activities by a man will undoubtedly bring a positive revolution towards environmental change, but the administration's contribution can be additionally fundamental. Citizens should initiate by start using public transport, while government can complement means support by implementing laws that can curb weather change. Right? So yes, successfully summarized the two body parallels. Right? The first is what? Use of public transport. So that is written over here that we can use public transport systems. Second is what? By implementing laws. So laws means imposing taxes and stringent laws. So both the body parallels have been summarized. Got it. Talking about lexical resource now. So has the candidate written 250 words? Yes. So you get marks for task response. GRA, a variety of sentence structures used. That is for sure. Now next is the use of vocabulary words. Okay. So recycling. Since this is try to understand. Since this is a issue related to environment, right? Global climate change, which is related to environment. So all these words such as wastage, recycling, disposing of rubbish, okay, all these will be counted as global atmospheric changes. Undoubtedly, these are all lexical resource words. Penalizes, mandatory, okay, all will be counted as lexical resource. So good use of vocabulary, right? Complement. So instead of using support, the candidate has used complement. So for all these words, you get marks for lexical resource. Clear?